Welcome. This video will cover AWS organizations. Depending on the size of your business, sometimes it is easier to assign separate AWS accounts to each department or team. This will allow for the spending of each group to have a clear and defined report about their use and expenses. When this happens, we need a service which ties all of these separate accounts together. We use AWS organizations for consolidated billing of multiple accounts. AWS Organizations is a free account management service that enables you to consolidate multiple AWS accounts into an organizational tree, with each branch representing a department or team. AWS Organizations include consolidated billing and organization security management capabilities. Here is some terminology to understand the structure of AWS Organizations. The diagram shows a basic organization, or root, that consists of 7 accounts that are organized into 4 organizational units, or OUs. An OU is a branch for accounts. A branch can also contain other branches, no different than a regular tree. This hierarchy is like an upside-down tree with the root at the top. A branch can have only one parent, and each account can be a member of exactly one branch. An account is a standard AWS account that contains your AWS resources. In general, AWS Organizations enables you to do more than just consolidate accounts for billing. You can also use it to apply security controls to one or more of the accounts represented. AWS Organizations does not replace associating AWS identity and access management policies with users, groups, and roles within an AWS account. With IAM policies, you can allow or deny access to AWS services. An IAM policy can be applied only to IAM users, groups, or roles, and it cannot restrict the AWS account itself. In contrast, with organizations, you use service control policies to allow or deny access to particular AWS services for AWS accounts directly or as a group of accounts in a branch. The specified actions from an attached service control policy affect the entire account, including all IAM users, groups, and roles for the account. It also includes the AWS account root user. Keep in mind that this process assumes that you have access to 2 or more existing AWS accounts and that you can sign into each account as an administrator. Review these steps for setting up AWS organizations. Step 1 is to create your organization with your current AWS account as the primary account. You also invite one AWS account to join your organization and create another account as a member account. Step 2 is to create 2 organizational units in your new organization and place the member accounts in those OUs. Step 3 is to create service control policies, which enable you to apply restrictions to what actions can be delegated to users and roles in the member accounts. A service control policy is a type of organizational control policy. Step 4 is to test your organization's policies. Sign in as a user for each of the roles, such as OU1 or OU2, and see how the service control policies impact account access. Alternatively, you can use the IAM policy simulator to test and troubleshoot IAM and resource-based policies that are attached to IAM users, groups, or roles in your AWS account. Like other services, AWS organizations can be managed through different interfaces. The AWS Management Console is a browser-based interface that you can use to manage your organization and your AWS resources. You can perform any task in your organization by using the console. AWS command line interface tools enable you to issue commands at your system's command line to perform AWS organizations tasks. This method can be faster and more convenient than using the console. You can also use AWS software development kits to handle tasks such as cryptographically signing requests, managing errors, and retrying requests automatically. AWS SDKs consist of libraries and sample code for various programming languages and platforms, such as Java, Python, Ruby, .NET, iOS, and Android. The AWS Organizations HTTPS Query API gives you programmatic access to AWS Organizations. You can use the API to issue HTTPS requests directly to the service. When you use the HTTPS API, you must include code to digitally sign requests by using your credentials. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.